Do you see parents using toxic positivity to their kids? Because I often think, even like as young as, toddlers, it's hard for us to look at our toddlers' problems and like treat them as real problems. Like sometimes Milo's freaking out because he can't bring his electric Spider-Man into the tub. You know what I mean? But I always try and treat it like that's his best friend and he doesn't want to let go of him. Like this is a big deal to him. So do you think that that is a common thing where parents are kind of dismissive to their kids, like from toddlers, let's say, to teenagers, because to them it's not a big deal?
Yeah, I would say that's one of the biggest issues that I deal with in my practice is adult kids. I work with a lot of like 25 to 35-year-olds who are dealing with the repercussions of their parents constantly telling them that they were dramatic, that it wasn't a big deal, not to cry. And the way we see this manifesting in adulthood is a lot of these kids don't know how to feel their feelings. They don't know how to talk about them. They don't know if anything they're feeling is legitimate. That I think a lot of parents in their quest to keep their kids happy are actually just teaching them how to like be numb and dismissive to themselves.
Can you explain just briefly? I know in your book you were talking about how like being a human is a lot of different things, like a lot of different feelings, a lot of different emotions, but we're so hyper focused on only wanting to experience happiness and to be happy. So can you explain just how important it is to feel the range of feelings and, maybe sit with yourself, when you're down and try and understand what's going on?
I think from a young age, we're taught that happiness, like we've talked about this whole conversation, is like the ultimate place to get to. And what I hope people understand from my work in this book is that every emotion has some type of utility, meaning, importance in our life if we want to look deeper at it and see what it's about. And they're all kind of on an even playing field. I think we've moved happiness up to like this more important rung. And I want to encourage people to think about like, what do I learn from sadness, from pain, from joy, discomfort, and like the relationships in your life that are very close? It's probably because you've been through something difficult with those people. The meaningful experiences in our life are usually complicated. They're not all good. There's also bad or pain along with those things. That when we can learn to integrate all those emotions, sit with them, experience them, I find life becomes a lot more interesting, enjoyable, and it also becomes easier because you're not trying to like shove all this stuff away that's constantly seeping out.
I feel like that explanation you just gave is literally motherhood. Like, it's like the absolute best, but it's also the absolute hardest. It's like ups, it's downs, it's like crying, it's everything. And that is probably why we, at the end, when our children are older, we're like, wow, that was the best thing ever. Because it's all these things.
Exactly. And you derive so much meaning from all those things. It's such an important part of your life that I think, yeah, some of it's you forgetting how hard it was, but it's also that sense of accomplishment, that sense of meaning that makes it like, I know when you talk to most parents, like, I would do it all over again. And even in my hardest days, I feel like that sometimes too. And that's such a confusing feeling, right? Of like, I am so tired. I hated all that, but I'd do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, what is wrong with us? Oh my God. Okay, this was such a great conversation. So, where can people find you online? I love your Instagram account. So yeah, tell us that. Tell us where they can get the book. And then also, if they were to read the book, like what are they getting out of it?
So you can find me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, at Sit with Wit. And my website is sitwithwit.com. You can get my book, Toxic Positivity, anywhere books are sold or through my website. And I think if you're reading the book, I hope that you just feel a lot of validation, especially if happiness has been difficult for you, and that you're going to learn different tangible skills, right? How to feel an emotion, how to complain effectively, and different ways that you can support yourself and other people that are going through a hard time, whether it's motherhood, pregnancy, etc.